Hello, my darlings. I hope you're all doing very well. I'm not wearing much makeup at all. I'm basically just wearing like a lipstick, lip gloss situation and mascara. The rest of my face is bare because I recently got my microbladed eyebrows touched up. I also wanted to talk about my hand poke freckles that I got recently also, and how they have healed, because it's been about 7 weeks now, I think. About 7-8 weeks. I'm not entirely sure. But they've all healed up beautifully. So I just wanted to talk about that and my touch-up experience as well. So yeah, just sit down, relax, chill out, get a nice beverage, get a nice snack. For those that don't know, like I was just saying, about 7-8 weeks ago, I went to this wonderful person. Oh my goodness, she's such a sweetheart, honestly. She's so lovely. Her name's Chloe, and she did some microbladed eyebrows for me and some hand poke freckles. I have wanted freckle tattoos for a very long time, just because I get freckles pretty much everywhere else, especially on my arms and my upper shoulder area, but I never get freckles on my face. I did as a kid, but not so much now. One factor is that I don't really go out in the sun that much at all anymore. Two, it's probably got to do with the makeup and the skincare that I use that has, you know, SPF in it and all of that jazz. So that's probably why I don't get freckles on my face anymore. And maybe to do with being a bit older, you know, and the fact, again, I don't go outside. Like as a kid, I was outside playing all the freaking time, you know. I'm a kid of the 90s. Technology wasn't, you know, as advanced as it was now. You know, I wasn't the iPad generation kind of thing. Kids' TV shows were only on for about a couple of hours in the evening and that was it. So yeah, I just wanted to bring back my youth. So yeah, we'll talk about those first. Unfortunately, when I wear makeup in the majority of my videos, you can't really see them that much because, again, I put like foundation on over them and stuff, and I have tried to sort of clean the foundation off of the areas that are tattooed, but then I end up with like splotchy foundation. It just doesn't look right. So I'm looking to get like a very, very sheer foundation just so they would shine through a little bit more. I have got Smashbox tinted moisturizer. That's a very, very good like tinted moisturizer foundation. It's a bit more high coverage than what I wanted, even though it is light coverage. I don't know. So if you have any recommendations, and I mean sheer, like very, very sheer, to the point where it's probably not even worth putting on, but you know, it just gives you that sort of more even skin tone, because obviously I don't want to get rid of the freckles, but just to like hide the redness and stuff, you know, and my very bad fake tan, as you can probably see right now, because like my neck and then my face is like almost my usual colour, apart from it's a bit patchy here and there where I have had fake tan on. But yeah, I'm so happy with the results and how they've healed. They've healed a perfect colour, so they're still noticeable, but they look quite natural. I've had 2 interactions with people who don't really know me that well be completely shocked about the fact that my freckles are tattooed on. So my hair lady, my hairdresser, for the first time ever, I went to a hair appointment with no makeup on, because every time I go to the hairdressers, you know, I always end up having most of my foundation, whatever, like washed off from, you know, hair washing and stuff, so I end up with like a ring of foundation. So I was like, you know what, for this appointment I just cannot be bothered. And I've noticed since having my eyebrows done and my freckles done, I kind of have the somewhat confidence to not go outside with makeup on. So like I would go to like Tesco's or food shopping without makeup on, no problem, because I'm like, I'm only going food shopping, like what's the point? But I'm even like going out to like restaurants and just going out to see friends and whatever with like minimal makeup on at the moment. There's 2 factors to that though. One is now that I feel like, I just like my face a bit more because of the freckles and the eyebrows, and it's been too hot. Like there's no point of me wearing makeup, it just slides off. I went to a hair appointment and my hairdresser was like, wow, you're really freckly. I did not know you would be this freckly under all your makeup. And I was like, oh, yeah, they're tattooed on. And she's like, no way. There's no way. They do that now? And I was like, yeah, like you can, well, obviously you can have pretty much anything tattooed, you know. So that was cool. And then when I got my nails done recently, the lady doing my nails said, oh, would you ever get your face tattooed? Because she's talking about my tattoos and stuff. And I said, yeah, maybe, but I already do have my face tattooed. And she's like, oh, where? I was like, oh, my eyebrows. And she's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that's kind of like a standard face tattoo. and or face tattoo, you know, it's like a cosmetic tattoo really, isn't it? And then I said, oh, my freckles are tattooed on as well. And she was like, no way, really? So they seem to look natural. Like, people don't, like, question them or anything. You know, they're not like, oh, yeah, kind of thing. Like, they're kind of shocked by it. So, in my opinion, that means they look great. But yeah, it was a great decision. And I love them so much. As for the eyebrows, so I had a touch up yesterday. So I'm filming this Wednesday, the 24th of August. So Tuesday, the 23rd of August, I had a touch up. I went back to Chloe, saw Chloe again. It was so nice to see her because, again, like I said, she's so lovely and she's an absolute babe to get tattooed by. And, you know, we had a good old natter. It was just a great experience all round. She also said that a few of you have, you know, inquired about getting your eyebrows tattooed or just getting tattooed in general because of my video or whatever, which is so freaking cool. I was just like, oh. So thank you guys, because honestly, I do these kind of videos or talk about my experiences, not just to help or just to share my experience and it might help you, but to also, you know, shout out these people that do these tattoos. And I will be the first one to be honest and say, you know, oh, this was a bad experience, or this was you know, I didn't have a good time, or this didn't heal that great, or, you know, like, I'm the first one to be extremely honest. When I have a great time with a tattoo session or a cosmetic tattoo session and you, like, trust my opinion, you want to go and support these artists as well. I don't know, it just gives me a wholesome, warm vibe because you know, like, people like Chloe deserve it because she's so good at what she does. And yeah, I don't know, it just gave me a warm, fuzzy feeling. Anyway, so for the touch-up, it was pretty much the exact same experience as getting them done the first time. Before Chloe started, you know, stenciling me up and stuff, she had a good old inspection of them to see how they healed and stuff, and she said, oh, how are you getting on with them? How do you feel about them? And they had, I will insert a picture, they did heal, not patchy, they just healed, not, patchy seems like such a bad way to explain it, but with microblading, you do need 2 goes anyway. You need to, like, build it up. That's just the way it works. And another thing we need to take into account is I have very oily skin, especially in this region where the eyebrows are, which can very much hinder how microblading heals, how long it lasts. Like, I'm definitely in this for the long run. So, you know, instead of getting touch-ups every 2 to 3 years, like the majority of people that don't have oily skin, I may have to go once a year. When I decided to do this, I was fully committed to doing it because, I mean, it just, in the long run, it just makes my life so much easier, honestly. But yeah, so the first round had healed a wee bit patchy, but the shape was still there, so I didn't ever have to fill them in or anything like that with an eyebrow pencil, and it wasn't even noticeable. It was only if you looked up closely, if that makes sense. And they had also healed a lot lighter than the original colour. Obviously, that again happens because, you know, that's how healing works. So I said that to Chloe and I said if there's any way we can make it a little bit darker. So she did her magic with that. So they are a teeny bit darker than last time. So once we had talked about it and all of that jazz, she did the whole stenciling thing. She put on like a little guide stencil and marked it all up. And then, oh no, she put numbing cream on me first, which is an absolute godsend, honestly. Like, I freaking love numbing cream. I do not care. But yeah, she put numbing cream on and she let that set for a bit and we had a good old talk and what have you. And then she wiped off the numbing cream, did the stenciled it all up, and she's like, oh, do you want to look at the stencil? I was like, nah, I trust you. I was just like, just go for it, just do it. And then she went on to, you know, doing the microblading and the tattooing and all of that fun stuff. And the process didn't take too long either. I don't know how long I was there for. My appointment was at 1:30, and to be honest with you, I don't know what time I left. I did not look, but I absolutely love what Chloe has done at like the previous session. She did some hair strokes at the front and then the rest is quite defined and got a lovely shape to it, which again makes my life so much easier because I do not have to do my eyebrows at all. Once my eyebrows had healed the first time around, the only thing I've been doing is putting in like brow mascara. So I've got 2 here to show you. These are my 2 favourites to use. This one is the NYX the brow glue for some like super fluffy eyebrows, if that makes sense. And then I've got this Beauty Bay brow fixer in the shade Biscuit, if I ever want to put a bit colour in there or whatever. This one here has like teeny tiny little fibres in there. I don't know if you'll be able to see the teeny tiny fibres, but they just add in a few more hairs, which I don't need because I seem to have quite, not thick eyebrows, I just have a lot of hair. You know, there's a lot of hair there. Obviously, I won't put any products like on my eyebrows or near my eyebrows until they're healed. It's better to be safe than sorry, of course, when it comes to healing. I'm always that person that's a bit cautionary. I haven't got it with me, damn it. Chloe gave me another tiny little pot of aloe vera and she said, you know, put that on once or twice a day. Less is more, of course. You know, just let it do their thing. Don't oversaturate and all of that jazz. And yeah, honestly, this whole freckle eyebrow situation is honestly one of the best things I've ever done. Like, my eyebrows are so much more even, and I've not had one hate comment on my eyebrows since I've had them done. I've not had one like, ooh, your eyebrows are looking a bit questionable, because they look so much better now. And honestly, like, Chloe has pretty much, it sounds dramatic, she saved my life. So I'll be forever grateful to her for that and what she's done. So she said to send a picture to her once they've healed and whatever, to see how they get on and whatever, because again, because of my skin type, there's a chance I may need another touch up or another session at some point. It's a work in progress, but it's one that I'm willing to commit to. You know, like, I'm in it for the long run, just because I've seen the light. I've seen how easy life is when my eyebrows look great all the time. So for price wise as well, for the second session, it was £200 again, because she pretty much, you know, redid the whole eyebrows kind of thing. Well, it was a touch up, but she still, you know, mapped it all out, pretty much tattooed the whole of the eyebrows again, so that obviously makes sense. And then, like, last time I tipped her £20, but then she was like, she was like, oh, do you want a tote bag? Hang on, I'll show you it. I brought that in here. I didn't bring the aftercare stuff with me, but whatever. So she gave me one of her, like, Studios tote bag kind of things. It's so freaking cute. It says nobody business tattoo. Like, how freaking cute is that? So I'll definitely use that, because we were talking about, what were we talking about? We were talking about crisps or something. What were we talking about? I don't know. Anyway, she was like, oh, you can put your Doritos in there. Because I said something about club card, like Tesco club cards. If you're not from the UK, you have no idea what I'm talking about. So that's pretty much it for this video. But yeah, if you have any questions or concerns or anything, then comment down below. Until my next one, I hope you all stay safe and well. And yeah, I can never do my outro. Bye.